Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this next episode of Soul Wise with me, Semele Sherry. And today I want to share an encounter with the natural world with you. So I will jump straight in. And I'm starting with an excerpt from a poem called The Fox by Mary Oliver. Let me abide in your shadow. Let me hold on to the edge of your robe as you determine what you must let be lost and what will be saved. It was a bright, late afternoon, the kind that has become familiar in recent weeks. Soft gold slanting through blossoming hedgerows, the road humming gently beneath the wheels. I was nearly home, lulled by the quiet rhythm of the drive, when something glimmered on the edge of consciousness. Turning into the narrow lane that led into the valley cradling my little hamlet, the ordinary moment cracked open. There, sudden and still as a statue in a dream, stood a fox. Their coat flamed vivid red against the grey tarmac, eyes capturing mine with an amber gaze so steady, so startlingly present that I froze. Without thought, I stopped the car and flicked on the hazard lights, as if to signal a sacred boundary for unfolding enchantment. They held their position, elegant, fragile, one paw lifted in mid-step. Their face was turned towards me, the line of their body alert but unmoving. My heart leapt with the rare joy of such a meeting. In the deep woodland where I live, foxes are more often heard than seen. Fleeting rustles at twilight, distant barks at midnight. This close, silent encounter was a long-desired gift. We watched each other. For a moment stretched thin by wonder, nothing else existed. The lane, the car, even the warm air submerged in the well of communion. It was just the fox and me, two ensouled animals measuring one another through the long lens of stillness. But then the beauty wavered, tinged now with concern. This was full daylight. The fox had not bolted, had not slinked away into the undergrowth. It stood exposed in the middle of the road, making no move for cover. Gently I opened the car door and stepped out. That's when I saw the truth. The lifted paw was not poised, but injured. The fox hopped once, a wince more than a motion, then stopped again, looking back at me with something close to surrender. They were bone-weary, every breath waited. I tried a slow step forward, and they barely moved, just another strained hop, followed by that same look, resigned, watchful, too tired to flee. A car appeared behind me. I had to act. I climbed back in, started the engine, and inched forward softly, eyes never leaving the foxes. It was extraordinary, the way they held my gaze. No panic, only the strange silent exchange of understanding. I hoped to guide them gently, to urge them away from the hard edges of the road. There was a gap ahead on the left, a neighbour's garden long untended, all overgrown grasses and quiet corners, a kind of sanctuary. I moved the car in small nudges. Each time the fox answered with a painful hop, then turned to look back as if asking, "Is this right?" And each time I met their gaze and sent my answer wordlessly. "Go. You're safe. Keep going." At last they saw the opening. They veered off through the grasses and sank into the sheltering green. There, in the unkempt quiet, it sat and panted, still watching, still present, but safe now, just beyond the reach of danger. I parked a little further up the road and walked back slowly, each step quiet, measured, not wanting to disturb a single breath of the world around me. The fox was still there, half hidden in the hush of the undergrowth, eyes sharp, watching me with a mixture of wariness and weariness. As I drew closer, they shifted just enough to slip into the shadowed cover of a nearby bush, a final instinct for shelter. I didn't follow. I stood still, the air steeped in a quiet knowing. I could feel it, not with my mind, but in the deeper reaches of my heart. The fox was fading. Not today, perhaps, but soon. They had the look of an animal whose thread was fraying thin, whose bones knew the time that the rest of the world had not yet accepted. They needed stillness, safety, and solitude, and I would make sure they had it. My partner and I told our neighbour as a courtesy, so someone else would know they were there, and placed cat food and a bowl of water nearby, just in case there was a spark left in the creature, a chance it might choose to rise again with the help of nourishment. We could only offer. The choice was not ours. A few hours later, I returned to check. They were still curled there, silent and unmoving. The dusk had deepened around them, that betwixt and between space where something in the poignant pause spoke clearly. This was a waiting, a soft, final waiting. By morning, it was gone. Not far from where they had last lain, the fox had shed its fiery coat. Their body was peaceful, stretched out as though sleeping in the grass, and yet the weight of its absence pressed gently but firmly against my chest. I stood beside it as tears fell, brimming with beauty and sorrow. Tender, slow, grateful. Grateful for the meeting, grateful for the glimpse into their wild, precious life, graceful to bear witness as they melted into the mystery. I gathered daisies from the verge, white-petalled and sun-hearted, and scattered them over the fox's body. A quiet blessing, a gesture of thanks. I whispered a few words to the glittering spirit I felt still lingering nearby, honouring its journey onward, beyond the edge of physical sight, into the yet wilder wonder of the other world. Foxes are regarded in myth and folklore around the world as magical creatures who move easily and freely between the dimensions, bridging the natural and other worlds, the wild and human realities. They're often linked with feminine magic, invisibility, shape-shifting and transformation. Their fire-bright red coats suggest the embodiment of creative life force, Kundalini. These are all themes that the world is working with right now. To explore the messages a fox or other animal or bird encounter may bring you, I highly recommend the book Animal Speak by Ted Hughes as a sound and well-researched starting point. I also love the Druid Animal Oracle deck. The true symbolism will be personal to you, shaped by the circumstances and environment in which you meet and the behaviour of the animal at that time. Conversing with animals is very possible and real through holding a grounded presence and an open, loving heart. Animal communication is an aspect of my work that I absolutely love. If you come across an injured fox or would like to help protect them, the UK-based National Fox Welfare Society has some useful information and resources. And as always, links to all of these things I mentioned will be in the description below the podcast or YouTube video, wherever you're listening. Encounters with the magical wild world, their interconnection with our lives, is an incredibly beautiful way to connect and to belong to this amazing planet Earth. If you have a personal story of an encounter like this, then do please share it with me. I would love to hear it. And finally, just to let you know, I'm running a Reiki Level 1 course in June. The healing journey always begins with you, and this level of Reiki, the first level, opens you up to channel life force and spiritual energy for yourself, family, and friends. In my experience, it's also a gentle and powerful way to strengthen your connection to soul and develop your spiritual gifts, including being able to converse with the other life forms with whom we share this planet. The course is running from Tuesday, June the 17th through to Thursday the 19th at 2 to 4 p.m. on each day, and that's in Cwmpengraig near Newcastle Emlyn. The fee for this is £150. If you've already taken Reiki Level 1, no matter who with, and would like a refresher, you're welcome to join us for a discounted rate of £75. So do contact me if you would like to know more or if you'd like to book a place. And so, having shared that moment, which I hope has touched your heart in some way, I'm going to leave you now, as always, with my love and blessings, and hoping that you too know and feel this sense of communion with all the life around you, wherever you are, whether it's with a beloved pet, whether you too live rurally and surrounded by wildlife, or even if it's just with a single potted plant that you have on your windowsill. There is always a conversation to be had that can enlighten, brighten, and uplift your heart and soul. Until next time, my beautiful souls, I leave you with love and blessings. Goodbye for now.